And we're back like we never left. Welcome back to the Breakfast Show on TSN TV. And this morning we're discussing Ponzi schemes. Now, if you do not know what a Ponzi scheme is a kind of fraud. Yep. You heard it. It's a kind of fraud that lures in investors by promising profits, wherein they pay earlier investors with funds from the new investors. Now, the term a Ponzi was gotten from Charles Ponzi, a man that ran a couple of Ponzi schemes in 1920. Basically, it's just a pyramid scheme where the person at the top is paid by funds by every other person in the bottom. Although the victims are lured in by being deceived that the system has a business where profits are being gotten from the funds that are invested, but that is not the case. Nigeria is one country that has welcomed Ponzi schemes, several Ponzi schemes with open hands. And today, I and my ladies are discussing Ponzi schemes in Nigeria. Good morning.
Good morning.
Joanne, it's good to have you back on set.
Yeah. Thank you.
I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So, ladies, we're discussing Ponzi schemes. I'm going to start by this. Has any one of you been involved?
Confess your sins, we'll forgive you.
I'm staring at you.
Yeah, I know. I have been involved in a Ponzi scheme.
How many?
Like 2.
Mama di mama. Anybody else has been involved in Ponzi schemes?
I've not been involved, but I have someone really close that has.
Okay.
And it was not really a nice experience.
Oh.
Apparently, this guy, when he came back to school, he was giving his house rent and his school fees. So then Twinkers just came out and he wanted extra cash. So he split the money with his sister, 50-50, and went behind her back to pay for Twinkers, hoping that at the end of the week he'll get 100K. So the sister on her own went behind the brother's back and did the same thing.
Oh boy.
And we didn't know.
That is a Ponzi family. Oh my God.
We only knew of the guy's own. So we are waiting patiently that hopefully Tega will bring his money
by the end of the week.
Calling your name. Then
you have been outed, Tega.
Days 22 weeks, switched into more.
Oh my God.
And the funny thing was that he had an extension because of this stuff. He couldn't get his money back. Task force were there. At the point he got arrested by my landlady because he couldn't pay his house rent. And he went to the bank, paid 3K, and came back and told that he paid 30K.
Oh my God.
So the woman found that and it didn't go well with them, and later we just gave him the name Tega Twin.
That was a beautiful story, but it was very heart-wrenching.
Yeah,
I have this comment from Nebroji there. He says, "Good morning, TSN Nigeria. Good morning to you, beautiful ladies. Good morning to you, Nebro. Remember that you can send in your comments as we have this conversation about the Ponzi schemes in Nigeria. Have you been in a Ponzi scheme? Did it turn out well for you? Did you hate it? We want to hear everything about it." Now,
I don't have that kind of experience.
please share.
Okay, apparently, I think I was a bit very careful and conscious because I knew that it was going to come to an end. One of the things that I settled before I went into Ponzi scheme was just do it and get out.
Oh,
yeah.
So did you do that and get out?
Yeah, I did and get out.
Smart woman.
I didn't stay. I didn't want to overdo it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the SEC has advised Nigerians to make sure that they don't join in any kind of Ponzi scheme. And it's not just the SEC in Nigeria. The SEC in the United States has also advised Americans to not join in for Ponzi schemes. Now, they gave a couple of reasons why this is a horrible idea. One of them stands for the fact that, first of all, these companies are not registered in any way, shape, or form. Secondly, the owner of the scheme is most times unknown.
Yeah.
And they're very secretive.
Yeah.
A very good example is the Loom Money Nigeria. I don't think anyone knows who is the founder of Loom Money Nigeria.
We only know is one person that
they also say that the investments are basically too good to be true. Basically, if you're going to have an investment, it has to have a certain level of risk. But it seems like in Ponzi schemes, there's almost no risk, apart from the person packing the money and running away. There's usually no risk. There's no risk factor. And then there's usually no paperwork or paper trail. You cannot find these people if they up and move. Yeah. But I think that Ponzi schemes get a bad rep. Now, I've never done one, you know, because I don't have that kind of patience and I don't trust people that much. But I feel like a lot of people have gotten a lot of money and done really great things from a Ponzi scheme money. So do you guys think that Ponzi schemes are all the way bad?
Yes.
No, I feel that there's always I'm not saying this scheme is bad in itself, but the motive of individuals investing in Ponzi scheme differs. And so some people might say, okay, I'm going to put this certain amount of money at this particular time, and I'm going to bring it out because this is what I want to use this particular money to do. Most individuals do not have motives of why they are investing in Ponzi schemes.
My
so
why is that I want a lot there.
Yeah, now most of them just keep doing it and going, okay, if I get 40K, I can also get 80K, and the greed just keep increasing.
Also, it's
like Ejiro's case study, she just did it and pulled that. She's smiling happily because maybe she used the money to do something pretty
well.
well.
I'm sure she pulled in people that did not smile as happily.
I did not pull in people. I was on my own because I wasn't going to take any responsibility for people crying. So yes, and it actually did happen. I have close people to me who, because I told them I did it, so it worked, but I'm not going to tell you to do it because I'm not going to take responsibilities for it. And then they decided to pull in people, and then it turned out badly. And now one of the reasons why people actually go into Ponzi schemes is because of the state of our economy. We cannot take that away. Now you see an opportunity to make free cash, and then it increases. It's quick money. You want to take it. Because you feel that, okay, this is going to be an opportunity for me to get something out of nothing. And if I can actually just use 10,000 to get 20K and then just keep going like
why
that.
Not?
You know, why don't I
get to 1 million?
Yeah, so you know, they just get excited. I think people just get carried away because you know that you're walking into something that's not going to bring out anything. It's going to crash eventually. I knew it was going to crash. I did MMM. I know.
MMM is not sorry.
So I did MMM in 2016, but I went with the mindset that I wasn't going to stay. I kept telling myself, Adrian, you're not going to get carried away. You're not going to, you know. And then I almost lost my money.
Well, you were smart.
And then I just told myself, once I got away, I got my cash back. As I got it, I moved, I left it.
John, please.
One of the reasons people go into this Ponzi scheme because of the materialistic attitudes of Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, there is no more dignity in labor. Everybody just wants the quick money.
Yeah.
And they don't care how you get the money.
They don't even care about the risk. Just want to relax and just have the money popping in. That's why I feel Ponzi scheme will keep coming to Nigeria. Let's take Planwell for example. It came out
Planwell,
Benin. Yeah, it really went. I think virtually everybody in Benin was affected.
If you don't remember Planwell, ask your parents.
1992. My mom actually told me that then she was still young and she was earning 500 naira. So she gave them like 300 naira. To them, it's mature. You get. And
how does the money mature?
It does. So I feel it's because no longer have dignity in labor. People just want quick money and they don't care the risk. And you see materialistic attitude. You just want to get the money and it's for something that's not even necessary. You get. So I feel that and people are greedy. They just when you put 13K you get 105K. Who does that?
I'm like greedy.
I feel people are greedy. That's why they will keep falling.
Yeah, greed.
Okay, since you spoke about 13K to 104K, I believe that is Loom Money Nigeria. That is the popping one, if you guys do not know it. Loom Money Nigeria is kind of a pyramid scheme, but it's a circle of some sorts. There's a person in the middle in the red circle or the red box. That person is called a loom. Now what the person in the middle does is the person that gets the very first money that happens in the business. Now there are other tiers of them, and then when that first person gets the money and leaves, the group is now broken into two, and then they have to hustle their own people. Now, a friend of mine said it's basically just Osusu. Osusu is a local term for contribution, where a bunch of people bring money and then one person takes it. Now, the tricky part of this Loom Money Nigeria business is the fact that you have to keep bringing people, so you have to be great at networking. So what happens in the instance when you cannot network? Do you lose your money?
That is why it's Ponzi scheme.
That's one of the reasons why I personally wasn't interested.
That's why it's Ponzi scheme.
And then, you know, the whole thing, after the whole MMM thing, it brought some reality to me as an individual, because you're not knowing the source of where the cash is coming from. You just know that money is rotating and floating around you, but you don't know exactly how the cash is coming. You don't want to be in a situation where you think that money is rotating around you, and then you find out one day that you're just frauding someone else.
And well, are you defrauding someone else? This is where I'm coming from, right? Using the Osusu aspect that I said. I mean, we are all aware that if all 8 of us give you our 13,000 naira, that is how you get the money. And we are all aware that other people are supposed to bring their own 13,000 naira and give it to me. Is that not the standard Osusu practice?
Beautiful, but after I bring you in and then what if you're not able to get the same amount of people to give you that same cash?
It's on me, I think.
It's robbing Peter to pay Paul.
It's still not fair, because you give me your money and you lose because you weren't able to get people, but I get money because I was able to pull you in.
Exactly. You worked hard to get me. Why can't I work hard and get Nikki?
Everybody, that's why I said it still boils down to motives. Everybody's motive is different. I might have all of the enthusiasm to bring in people. The people I'm bringing in may not likely have the same level of my enthusiasm because of how the cash is flowing. Now, the idea of the whole Loom thing is robbing Peter to pay Paul. I rob all of you. You bring your 13K and give to me, and I will go out of the group. I saw a tweet when somebody said Loom actually, the guy was brought into the group. The next day, he discovered that he became the group admin. He needed to find in much more people. I think Nigerians should come to a point whereby, see, this schemes it never changes. From Plan Well to Ultimate Cycler to MMM.
You know all these things, so...
MMM literally, Nigeria lost 18 billion naira.
Only.
If you put the only to MMM, and MMM came from Russia. Actually started in 1991, and they find a way to rebrand it over and over again. And so this is not just what is happening in Nigeria alone. It's happening in a lot of African countries, and also they're using banks as a way to siphon funds. So people feel that they're investing into banks schemes of making money,
but it's just a circle. It's just a circle. The new guys are paying the old guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this conversation line. Basically, a Ponzi scheme is supposed to appear in the country after every 10 years. A new Ponzi scheme should show up, give or take, within the space of 10 years. But if you look into when MMM left Nigeria, just before the World Cup, and the new one that is out right now, it is not up to or even close to 10 years. So can we say that the economy of the country is forcing Nigerians into going into these quick money-making schemes?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
Of course, yes. Okay. Because the truth is, like Joan said, nobody wants to do the whole division of labor thing, or enjoy the dividends of labor, get it to work and you're going to be paid for. And being that our economy, the little naira devaluation, you know, high import rates and all of that stuff, it affects how cash flows in the economy. So you don't see a regular flow of cash from the rich to the poor. And so it makes the average mind wants to invest in other ways that will bring in money to settle bills, because there are bills to settle.
The banks are not even helping if you come to take profit, because when you go for loans, they give you
outrageous interest.
Seriously, and
it's unreasonable.
Now MMM just comes, you find out that you're willing to go for MMM that actually go to the bank, because you're like, okay, you're positive that maybe somehow you actually get paid, unlike the bank. Because I feel if the banks can reduce the interest they place on loans, I don't see a reason why Nigeria has to keep falling for Ponzi scheme. Because if I want to start a business and I go to the bank and their loan interest is very high, I want to look for a second option, and MMM might just be my second option. So I feel the bank should try to balance their loan interest. The interest is placed on their loans to encourage young Nigerians, especially ones loans for start a business, to be able to get access to this loan.
Okay, so let me just quickly read some comments. Dominion OKK says, good morning, ladies. Good morning, Dominion.
Good morning.
And I also have this one from Makinde. She says, morning, ladies. This topic is so amazing. Thank you so much, Makinde. And she also goes on to say, I feel all these quick money schemes should be eradicated in Nigeria. Are you Jesus that turned one fish into fishes?
Okay, I was going to say that it's the economy and the state of things in our country that makes people motivated. And then another thing that's also been going on in this generation is that we are actually a fast generation. They call us the microwave generation. We want
the Indomie generation.
Done quickly. You want to eat fast.
I feel personally attacked because the first Ponzi scheme was in 1920s. Were they already Indomie?
No, I'm talking about our generation.
I will not be attacked.
Now. Let's bring it down to what's happening to us right now as individuals. Now, what has been happening is that we just see the opportunity to make quick money and we don't think about the consequences. Now, every time you step out to do something, I think as Nigerians, we don't think about consequences till everything goes bad. Then you realize that somewhere along the line you thought this or someone advised you this, and then there are just still people out there working hard to make sure they make money. Now, we understand that the economy is really bad at this point, and with the whole increase, naira devaluation, dollar
the CBN governor said the next 4 years will be tough, so be ready.
So, do you understand? So, because of that, people are looking for easier ways ways to make money, easier ways to make sure they get to eat something. And then if I can take my 100K to make 200K, why don't I just do it so I can quickly invest in this thing? So because of that, they're looking for easier way. That's why people fall back to Ponzi scheme. When I did the whole thing, it was because I was looking for cash for something in particular. So that was
you're different. You're the special one.
No, I'm not the special one. I'm saying that there are many people like me outside too, because they are thinking that okay, that's what's going to work. But think about it. You should just look for a better way. That's something that you will genuinely be able to say, okay, I did this and this came out, no matter how small, but you are certain that this is not going to disappear like the wind. Because that's what happened to many people. They felt like their money disappeared.
No, Mabuli took it too.
And I think that Loom is just about to. Loom is going to be a very strong attack even to us as
Loom,
people that are doing it right
Loom
now.
has started crashing. I know people around are already losing their money. And
well, I wouldn't call it crashing. The dependency of the success rates of a Ponzi scheme is that people keep getting involved. Loom has been around for long enough for the people that actually desperately need the money to be in and out. And now the new guys that took a long time to convince are now here, but the initial guys that would have hustled the people to bring them quickly have all left. So that begs the question, is it great to enter the Ponzi scheme when it just starts and then, you know?
I would say that it's great to start to enter Ponzi schemes when they start. I know a lot of people that made a lot from early getting into the Ponzi schemes early. They made millions. They literally became CEO as a result.
Yes.
And it's funny because you want to say, like I said, you want to get your cash and move. You don't want to stay there and feel like you have lost everything.
Well, I don't still buy the idea of Ponzi scheme. Whether you starting early or you starting late. Whether you will start as the earliest comer or you are the first to mark the register. I don't like the idea of Ponzi scheme because it gives you that you're somewhat relaxed. You know, if you're like, we're here in our city, we know at the end of the month we're going to be paid salaries. So we want to put in our very best at our work. There's this idea of work ethic that we have as individuals. But Ponzi schemes, there's no work ethic. There's no risk, little or no risk. But there's always consistency in the flow of cash. Like you said, people don't ask questions. You know, the bulk of our society are made up of illiterates. I'm sorry to say Nigerians, but it's the truth. So Nigerians will not ask questions. Where is the money coming from? Where is it going to end at the end of the day? How is this circle supposed to end? Will this circle just collapse? There are no fundamental questions to how this is going to stand the test of time. So you just see people keep investing in looms. I feel that there should be much more education, you know, orientation from our financial institutions. I feel personally that there are ways to invest in stuffs that will give you money that necessarily might not be now, but you will get money at the long run. Take for instance treasury bills. You could go to a bank. I spoke to a friend of mine who is a stockbroker, and he told me that for treasury bills, the government saves your money for you, and you in turn get a bid interest on how much the government can save for you, depending on the amount. Now, some people might say treasury bills is a whole lot more expensive. In your company, you can run cooperatives, there are cooperative societies, as which you can save. Loom, for example, you could literally have a tangible Loom-like way of saving money, and now you're sure you're seeing the people you're saving money with. I know Joy, so you know, get Joyce one branch. Yeah. You know, I know where Joyce is staying. It is tangible. There are ways at which you can
people
save,
you can actually connect with
and do it.
And adding to what you have said, now this conversation that she brought up a conversation about buying shares and buying sureties and all this stuff. And then somebody said that for him, his struggle with getting shares in treasury bills and sureties is that the information is not made readily available.
Yes, it is not made available.
These stocks are up for sale. And then I told him about a couple of companies that have come out to do things like this, things like Cowrywise, things like Piggyvest and Piggybank. Now what these people do is that they don't only just save your money for you, they let you know when there are new investments that their professionals have already investigated, and they tell you how much you could possibly earn from these investments and tell you if it's a safe investment to go into or not. So basically there's lots of ways for you to increase your income.
There's real estate.
Without going through Ponzi schemes.
There's real estate.
There's real estate. Well, no, I'm just saying that it depends on how big you want it to be. There are smaller schemes you can invest in. So.
Okay, let me get some comments real quick. Makinde said, I love your opinion, Nigeria. Can I also hear John's points? So has John spoken yet?
Yes.
Okay. And Dominion KK said, which one is Ponzi scheme? Which one is Loom? See, anybody, if they like, let them hate it. Let them hate me. I don't like it. I don't like the process. As long as I know Ponzi scheme is to give people the impression that they will make more money. But I believe that Ponzi scheme is the most professional way of robbery. Think about it. Work, be creative, do something with the money you want to put into the Ponzi scheme. Use it to help yourself, period. You put period.
That's it. I really feel that what has been happening is that I feel people need to have bigger pictures in mind. They need to grow. You need to tell yourself that this and this is what I want to achieve over a period of time. You're going to take yourself and say, I want to do this investment. So when I do this investment, I'm going to get this and this out of this investment. So sometimes at the end of it, because we're in a hurry, we don't try to do long-term investments. Long-term, bring in something more for us. So because of the hurry, like I said, the microwave feeling of let's get hot quick, 1 minute fast hotness, you miss the point that the person who builds a landscraper digs deep. A skyscraper.
I don't know what
skyscraper digs deep. It takes him years to build that foundation. The one who's building a bungalow and a flat doesn't take him that long. So there's a difference. You have to have goals, you have to have pictures in mind that you want to achieve, how you want to achieve them. So that way you don't just rush at anything and grab it.
I always feel so weird about aspire to perspire people. The thing that you just did just now, the guy with the skyscraper, and isn't that the money that somebody that have money that would be skyscraper? Why is only bungalow money I have? I should not Alright, so on that note, we're going to round up on this conversation. It's been extremely beautiful. So, final words. You know, I asked this question and you guys didn't even answer me. You guys were just saying things. The Ponzi schemes get a bad rap. Are they so horrible? Or are they just a way for the common man to make it in this crazy
They never have
system?
a good end. Ever since
Ejiro stands to differ.
Ever since Charles Ponzi started it in 1920, there has never been a good end to Ponzi schemes. People might actually enjoy the dividends. The dividends are literally small. That's why I said, if you're going into Ponzi scheme and you have a plan, you have a motive in mind, you can achieve. But what about people that just want to increase money and they don't know why they are increasing their money?
I know why. Chop money, chop life, make life no chop you.
Oh God. Through Ponzi scheme, basically, it never ends well, and that is why we're saying it is good to ask questions. Nigerians don't ask questions. Ask questions. Go to your bank. What are the things I can invest into short term? Because I know you're having a problem with the long term thing. Okay, there are SMEs, there are packages, there are bonds you could buy in 3 months that could mature into 6 months. Financial advisors will tell you how it runs, and you can have money steadily on that note, not necessarily going through Ponzi scheme when your heart is not even at rest. That's at the end of the day, my money.
Thank you, John.
I feel Ponzi scheme, like they say, is a fraudulent investment, so it doesn't have a good end. So I feel instead of you to turn to Ponzi scheme as a escape route, why not go to your banks, like she said? There are other things you can actually do to make money and to save your money. So I feel instead of wanting to go back to Ponzi scheme, just look for their banks, Isusu, and other things you can actually
microfinance.
Yes, you can actually invest your money. So it's better for me than Ponzi scheme.
Okay, and okay, please.
Yeah, I would say that it's better for you to save 500 naira every day and know that it's your money that you're getting than invest in a Ponzi scheme, because you do not know when it's actually going to crash. There's no timeline for it. So do not just run in there and say, my friend made 1 million. Me too, I want to make 1 million. Do not try to bear the consequences of something that you are not certain of. Do things that you can actually vouch for and you can actually step out to do.
Amazing.
It's a very big no for me.
And amazing. Don't mind them. Don't mind Nigerians. And on that note, we're going to come to the end of the show today. Remember, guys, if you have the thoughts or the ideas that you want to go into a Ponzi scheme or any kind of investment, I would just say one thing to you is to educate yourself. Education is going to help you do amazing things. And when I say educate yourself, I don't mean that you should sign up for JAM one more time and go and read economics in school. There's so many places where you can get very candid information. You can start by just going online and just a Google search right now can change your life. Or going to your bank. A lot of people have the idea that they may not be able to get in contact with the person that's going to advise them, I'm here to let you know that no matter how small the money in your account is, you have an account officer. Everybody has an account officer. You can go into the bank and ask to see your account officer and have conversations on how you can better your savings and better your investments. Learn to educate yourself. My name is Joyce Jukes. This has been an amazing show on The Breakfast Show in TS100 TV. Remember, there is an open exhibition at the Benin National Museum right here in Benin City. Go there with your friends, your loved ones, and get educated. Thank you so much. Have yourself a lovely week and good morning.
Good morning. Bye.